Kelvin, may I speak to you about something? The problem with the weather is that it makes me feel so depressed, and I can't help but think my form is suffering as well. If that's the case, then I really need to do something about it, as I'm an ambitious player. I love the fans and everyone at the club has made me feel very welcome, but the weather is something else altogether, as I can't see a way around it. So I got that email and I just started laughing because this has never been an issue. Kelvin's never had a problem. He's been playing for Millwall since the second season of career mode. He's never once had a problem with the weather in the UK, which, you know, climate change may have affected things very slightly by the time 2022 comes around, but I highly doubt there's anything, you know, surreal in terms of a change. Yet Kelvin is not happy because of the weather, and one of the funny things about that email is that he says that it's affecting his form. Since we've came back to Millwall, he's been one of our best, if not our best player. This game sometimes just baffles the life out of me. But anyway guys, what's going on, and welcome back to another episode of Career Mode. This is episode number 229. And we start today's episode off with a game against Bayern Munich here at the Den in the Champions League semi-final second leg. Now of course, I didn't even need to big you up, a big build up for this game, because it is a massive game. But of course, we're already 3-0 up in this tie. And that is why I did decide to rest a large chunk of the players, because I had complete faith in the subs and the resis. I did play some first team players, but a large chunk of them were backup players, because a lot of them were on light green stamina, the first team players. So I did rest a lot of the players, but Goetze had the first chance of Bayern Munich in the 14th minute. And of course, they would need to score really early on, to be honest, because, you know, trailing 3-0 down and, you know, conceding 3 away goals, you need to get yourself back into the tie and back into this game really early on if you want to cause any kind of shock. And just a couple of minutes later that, Suso goes down the left-hand side, rolls it through towards Danny Ings, but it's a really good save by the Dutch goalkeeper Tim Krul, and the former Newcastle man tips it behind for a corner, and from that corner Suso swings in across towards Leao Guterres, headed away. Tilson then picks the ball up here, keeps hold of it, gives it off towards Guterres, but as I get the ball away, Bayern Munich come forward down the right hand side here. Belfodil will find Shaqiri, but Shaqiri passes the ball straight to Ricky Tilson. It's a quick ball through towards Suso. Suso swings in across, and who's there at the far post? It is that brilliant player, brilliant Makola, who bicycle kicks the ball into the bottom corner, and it's Millwall 1, Bayern Munich 0, 19 minutes in. And, you know, anything in this game, any doubt any fan would have had coming into this game that we would have a complete meltdown and would fail to reach the Champions League final, well, brilliant Makola's brilliant finish now puts those thoughts to bed, because that's a lovely goal, and that now means that Bayern Munich have to score 4 goals or they're going out of the Champions League. And let's be honest, you know, Bayern Munich are a very good side in real life, never really that good on career mode, but even so, you know, it doesn't matter how good they are, no one's scoring 4 goals here at the Den. We're surely going through to the Champions League final. So really good finish by Makola there. I gave him the chance, and he certainly performed, and, you know, that was the case for a lot of these players playing this game. You know, they're not usually into the first 11, but if they play well, you never know, you could possibly stake a claim for a place in that Champions League final if we get there, which of course, assumingly, you would think we would do so. And I also showed the sliders because I haven't showed them in a while, and some people do question the validity of playing on Legendary and scoring nice goals like that. So yeah, 1-0 up on the night, you know, 4-0 up on aggregate. Any chance of Bayern Munich coming back, surely all but over. They would, you know, if there was any chance for them, they would have to get a move on and score a goal as soon as possible. And in the 30th minute here, they did go down the left hand side, and this man who comes forward here, his name I can't pronounce, he crosses the ball in, and Belfodil heads the ball past Liali and makes it 1 apiece. So Bayern Munich did give themselves a goal, but let's be honest, if nothing else, it was just going to be a consolation goal and something to make the fans cheer. And in the 45th minute, Belfodil gets on the ball again, the goal scorer finds Mario Goetze. Goetze finds Shaqiri. Shaqiri rolls it back into the goal scorer Belfodil down the right hand side, slips past the defender, dribbles past the goalkeeper, and turns it into the empty net. So Belfodil gets 2 goals in the first half, and that means they've scored half the goals they needed to score in the first half. So I was kind of annoyed about this goal as well, because Ricky Tilson was running back and I was hammering circle, but he wouldn't clear the ball. But still, Bayern Munich actually giving us a little bit of a doubt, but to be honest, in the second half they didn't really come forward as much as they needed to. And Tony Kroos did score a wonder goal in stoppage time, an absolutely brilliant finish by the German, really amazing strike from range, and there was nothing Liali could do to make it 3-1. And I was sitting there thinking, do you know what? Do you know what, Bayern Munich and Pep Guardiola, if you still manage them at this stage in the career mode, do you know what? If you just attacked a little bit more in the second half, you could have pulled off one of the biggest shocks in the Champions League this season. You know, if you just attacked a little bit more in the second half, a few more shots on Liali's goal, a few more crosses into the box, you could have scored 3, 4, 5 goals and gone through, because I didn't play well in this game. Other than the goal I scored, I played really poorly. But they didn't. They didn't. And this is, you know, as you see the kickoff there, the game finishes, and we do lose 3-1 on the night. We still go through 4-3 on aggregate. This is what I've talked about before, mainly in my next gen career mode. I talked about it this season in the Champions League. There's no urgency from the AI. There really isn't, and this is the biggest problem with EA. They don't make it feel like the game is pressuring you. They really don't, and it's just one of those things where you sit there and think it's a real gripe for me, you know, because it takes all the realism out of the game. You know, I'm pleased to be in the Champions League final. Don't get me wrong. We're going to be playing Real Madrid. That'll be a live commentary. Look forward to that. You know, yeah, I am really pleased to be in the Champions League final. Take nothing away from that, but the lack of urgency, it just ruins the game for me. It really does, because there's no entertainment factor knowing that the AI isn't giving you any cause for concern. I mean, I hate to draw comparisons here, but you know, 2K Basketball, 2K Sports, you know, that game is brilliant for sort of making you feel immersed in the game. EA Sports, they've got a long way to go before they feel the same. You know, they really do, and I'm sure I'll talk about that in the future a bit more in depth. But even so, we are through to the Champions League final, a 4-3 win on aggregate after we lost 3-1 on the night, and yeah, we've taken on Real Madrid. That'll be a live commentary at the end of the season. Look forward to that. But we've got to shift our matters back to the league now, and we take on Chelsea here at the Den. And you know, coming off the back of that 3-1 defeat, you have to say I was feeling a little bit nervous coming into this game to take on Mourinho, because you know, Chelsea's squad is really good despite the fact they've underperformed this season and are sitting in 5th place. But you know, you'd still consider us favourites, especially because we did rest the side, so they would be fully fit for this game. And the first chance would fall to the home side, as you expect. Kelvin, who's not a fan of the weather for some strange reason, who's only just told me that now, goes forward and finds his man, but it's a good save by Ferranetti, and he keeps the score at 0-0. And in the 30th minute here, we get on the ball with Luke Shaw. We give it to Eric Dier. Dier plays it back to our left back here, and Shaw plays a brilliant through ball towards Suso. Suso rolls it to Oxlade-Chamberlain, and a two-player, really quick 1-2. It is Suso who runs clear, but again, it's a good save by the Italian goalkeeper, who is a possible regen or new gen there. Definitely someone I'm looking into signing next season. Makes another good save, and it's still 0-0. That was how the first half would finish, and in the second half, the first, I'm not sure what you call it, a chance, but incident, if you will, fell here in the 53rd minute. Kelvin sprints down the right-hand side, swings it across, which almost caught the goalkeeper at the near post, but he did do just about enough to tip it over the bar and out for a corner. And in the 69th minute, Chelsea finally would have their first chance of the game, as Andre Schürrle gets onto the ball here, plays a great ball over the top towards the Brazilian Ramirez. Ramirez rises the slide challenge, finds Jovetic here, and his shot goes all the way across the face of goal, and Ramirez can't turn it in at the far post. So still scoreless as things stand, but it was a game of half chances really, and nothing other than that. You know, we had a couple of good chances in the first half, but other than that, the game was a bit of a damp squib. And in the 71st minute, you see me get the ball away here. Victor Moses finds Alisson, who plays it back towards Antic. Antic collects the ball and dribbles past Glenn Robinson, rises the challenge of Scott Triggs, plays a great through ball in towards Alisson, but he hits the post, and we just about managed to get the ball away. So still scoreless as things stand, and the last chance would fall in the 78th minute. Leal Gutierrez finds Luke Shaw. Shaw finds Oxlade-Chamberlain. Chamberlain goes down left-hand side here, cuts onto his right foot here into the centre. I'm looking for a runner. We don't find one, so we just go down left-hand side ourselves. Then we spot Luke Shaw, pick him out. Shaw crosses the ball in. Oscar Polo has a free header, and I can't hit the target, and that's a really bad miss by me there. It was a great cross and a really good chance for Polo, but I didn't get the accuracy right on the header, and the £30 million man can't hit the target, and it goes behind for a goal kick. So still scoreless, and the very last chance of the game would fall here in the 89th minute. Oxlade-Chamberlain gets on the ball, turns his man, goes down the left-hand side. A really good chance here as he keeps on going. Nice little step over, takes aim, but it's a simple save. Ferranetti really was right at him. And the game does finish 0-0, so a draw against Chelsea. You know, we needed to win. We're still 2 points behind Spurs. We needed to win that game, really, and a draw isn't going to do us much good. But it is a draw regardless, and yeah, I hate to say it, but I think the slip from us over the past few months really is going to cost us, and I think Spurs are going to be going to claim the title this season. But you never know. We'll keep the faith. We're into May now, and we'll keep the faith. But I think Spurs are probably going to be winning this title. But the last thing you'll see is a Youth Score monthly report, and I also decided to promote one of the players called John Topless. The reason being is because someone told me that if you promote a player in May, they get an attribute boost. Now I don't know if that's true or not. I've never done it before, but I decided to do it. And yeah, we had to release a player as well. We released one of the academy players we promoted this season called Tom Jackart or something like that. Really low overall. So Topless is going to come in. Jackart's being released, and yeah, there you go. We'll have to wait and see whether that attribute increase works or not. I'm not really sure myself, but we'll have to wait and see. But as always, guys, a big thank you for watching the video. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed the episode, please leave a like, because that's much appreciated, and it really does help my channel out. And I'll see you for the next episode of Career Mode very soon.